Laurie, what's the latest on Payne Haas?
Getting a scan this morning. I think he'd be probably getting it now. And once we find out the results, we'll work out where we go from. But yeah, it's in the hands of the scan at the moment.
How big of an omission will he be if he can't get fit?
Yeah, I think he's one of the best front rowers in the game, if not the best. But Origin tosses up a lot of different things, and if he's ruled out, and he's ruled out. But we're hoping that he can play. Hopefully the scan will see nothing there, and he'll be right to come down to Sydney and start preparing.
Did he know last night that, hey, I'm back in the Origin coaching seat when all of this late injury drama unfolded?
It's amazing how it works out, isn't it? It's like a Formula One race, You sort of, nothing happens, and then all of a sudden something occurs, and there's carnage. So that's exactly what happened yesterday and Saturday night. But you expect nothing different. That's why you've got to plan for everything and be comfortable with whatever the outcome is.
Laurie, injuries aside, how long have you been set on the majority of the team?
I think there's been a few positions that we've been unsure with, only because there's been such a dearth of talent. So we just wanted to take our time to make sure that we pick the best available and the best team that was fit and the best team we think can win in game one. There were some positions there that we thought long and hard about, and we made the decision yesterday. We're very confident that we've got the right balance.
One of those selection headaches would have been Tommy Trbojevic.
Yeah.
What was the upshot with him? What was the conversation like with him?
I think everyone agrees that Tom, if he's fit, he's in the, he's one of the best players in the game. So that was a tough decision. But we're comfortable with everyone we've selected in the outside backs. Tom, needs to go back and obviously, play some good football and be confident. I've got no doubt that Tommy will be back in this arena at some point. It's always a tough decision. But the guys we've got will play well.
What about form rather than fitness for Tommy?
Oh, look, it's a bit of everything. I think Tom, is a wonderful player, but we just felt going into Queensland game one. Latrell and Critter have been outstanding, and the two wingers, while they've only had one game back, we just felt at this particular point in time that was the best option to go with.
What about Jake? Laurie, was he penciled in before getting knocked out?
Again, it's funny, I say this every year. Well, when I was coaching last time, and I think every Origin coach says the same thing, and you guys probably think we're lying, but you don't actually pencil anyone in until you get the final sort of round done. Obviously, you check off people that you think are going to be in the team after every game and get the okay whether they were going to be in the team or not. But Jake, once he suffered that knock, that was his second knock in, I think, 4 weeks. So he was always going to be someone that we spoke about. But once that happened, he was ruled out of the equation.
Laurie, there's always plenty of talk around the halves. Why Mitch Moses over Jerome Luai?
Yeah, another tough decision. I just feel like Mitch is in great form. I think that he and Nathan can combine really well. Kicking games in Origins are so important, and I think we got two of the best kickers in the game. So you can have a poor set, but you can get away with it if your kick's strong. So I think that having that extra kicker in the team, Mitch is great. With his communication, he's got a great running game, and I think, all the qualities that he needs to be great at six.
How do you see that combination working though, Laurie? Because obviously, both dominant halves, both right footers, both play right edge, right side. How do you see that working?
Yeah, it's amazing because I think some of Nathan's best football's played on the left. I think his last 20 minutes of the grand final was on the left edge. I think Magic round. When they beat the Broncos, he drifted across to the left a bit. So I don't think he needs to be pigeonholed. I think Mitch can play both sides, so it'll be a wait and see.
Laurie, how close was Terrell May, and what more does he have to do to get, or what did you want to see from him?
Yeah, I just think the others playing better than Terrell May. All the things that I'm looking for from a player. I think Max King is playing outstanding. Terrell's playing great, but just obviously needs to keep knocking on the door. I'm sure his time will come at some stage. I think that there's a lot of players that are unlucky. Jerome's another one that was unlucky. James Tedesco. I think that's the great position we're in. The fact that there's a number of players that could be included in the squad that didn't make it.
Just on Maxi, you mentioned last week there was some forwards caught your eye that weren't on the radar earlier in the year. What impressed you most about him this season?
There's a lot actually. I think Max's actions as a footballer go unnoticed by a lot of people, but it doesn't go unnoticed by the coaching staff. And there was one particular moment, I think actually it was Magic Round, so 3 weeks ago. After 20 minutes, Max had made a run, got tackled probably 4 metres out under the sticks. The Dogs moved the ball to the left, they dropped it. I think Philip Sami picks it up, runs 80 metres, gets tackled. The Titans move the ball to the left. The next person who made that tackle was Max King. So he got back there because he knew how urgent it was for his teammates. So that's an action that I look for. And to me, that's a guy that cares about his team, cares about his teammates, and that's the type of player I want.
What was that conversation with Terrell May like last night?
I did have a conversation with Terrell.
Do you plan on talking to him?
Sorry?
Do you plan on chatting to him and having
No.
Laurie, did the stuff last week on social media with Terrell concern you at all?
No.
Wayne Bennett, I think, said a couple of times that Queensland would be happy if you don't pick Latrell Mitchell. So you've upset Wayne, you've upset the Queenslanders. How good is it to have Latrell fit and firing and available for New South Wales? Yeah, well, when I spoke to him last night, he just gave me confidence because the sound in his voice, very upbeat, and I'm sure that he'll be in for a big game.
Was his heroics against the Broncos the deciding factor for bringing in Latrell?
I don't think it was the deciding factor. I think that we all know what he's capable of doing, and obviously, we're looking for Latrell to be Latrell, and in this environment he will be. And we all know what an outstanding footy player he is. So, just excited to be back working with him. Worked with him for a number of years in the Indigenous side, and he's a good fella, and I think we'll get the best out of him.
Choosing Yo as captain, was that an easy decision for you?
Yeah. Once we named the 17, we're lucky that we've got a lot of good captains within the group. But Yowie, 4-time premiership winning captain, Australian captain, just an easy choice.
And Tedesco, was he ever close to getting in? Was it really tight between him and Edwards? Or?
I think Teddy's playing great football, but Dylan's the incumbent, done nothing wrong. Like the way that he goes about his business, very unassuming, gets the job done, and he'll be right.
Well, let's just go back to Payne. So if the scans come back positive today, how does it look? What's the crystal ball? How long do you give him before he's got to pass his fitness?
Well, I think we just get the scan first, because the scan might just say, mate, he's no good.
Yeah.
So if he says he's no good, well, there's no time frame. It's just ruled out.
Yeah.
If it's something minor, we'll give him time. But until I know what the scan is, I can't really elaborate on it.
And is Critter carrying a groin niggle as well?
Yes.
What's the situation there?
Yes. I haven't spoke to him, but just the information that I've got from the medical staff is that he'll need to be managed, and we'll look at doing that throughout the week and get a better indication of how he's travelling. But apparently he's had that for the last week or two, but he's managed to play.
Laurie, if Payne is out, is it just as simple as Stefano comes into the 17?
Yes. Yep.
Laurie, Keon Kalawamatani had a massive game last night. Were you able to watch much of that game, given the sort of weighing up the team and all that? Or?
Yeah. No, we watched the game. And started seeing how people were performing, obviously. And he's played well, Keon. He was part of our group early in the year. But again, he's another one that can consider himself unlucky. Got the ability to play back row and front row. So that was something that we discussed. But at the end of the day, it's just a good problem to have when you're leaving blokes out that are knocking on the door that deserve selection.
How close was Hudson Young to a starting spot?
Yeah, I just love everything about Hudson. I think he's a wonderful player. I think he's doing some great things. There's always something in and around him happening on the footy field. We've got plenty of depth there. He'll fit in really well with this group. Hamoli's another one. Couldn't force his way into the team. So I just think it shows the depth that we have and the quality that we have. And it's, as I've always said, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you just got to pick the guy that you think will best suit the way you want to play.
Laurie, what do you make of the Maroons side?
To be fair, Zach, I haven't really had a decent look at it. Been in a coaches meeting. We had a coaches meeting from 8:30 this morning. Finished about 20 minutes ago. I just gone down to see the Penrith boys, and I haven't really looked at it. I've been told with Toya, which is a good selection. Matty King just told me, about him this morning because they were talking about him. But yeah, he's about the only one that's sort of been spoken of. I haven't really seen the team other than knowing that he was selected.
I'm sure you'll be happy to not see Slater, Cronk, Smith, Thurston for once.
Yeah, but there's others that worry me. Munster, DCE, Ponga, if they're in the side, that's a fair start.
You obviously believe this blue side can get the job done. What gives you the confidence they'll go up to Suncorp and...
Yeah, it's a big challenge for us. The last time we went back to back up there was 97, 98, I think. So it tells you how difficult it is to go to Lang Park when they've been beaten. We'll prepare well, and if we do that, we'll give ourselves every opportunity.
Is it a different mentality though? Like obviously in your last 10 years coach, I know you won the series in 2014, but generally New South Wales were coming in trying to break a really dominant Queensland team, and they're always favourites. It was always about them. Is it a different mentality where this time for you New South Wales are defending a shield and will almost certainly go in as pretty heavy favourites into next week?
Look, I don't think like that. I always just think of making sure that I do the best job I can do, and have the players in the best headspace, provide the right opportunity for them in our environment for them to play well. I don't care whether we're favourites, underdogs or whatever. I know that this team will be ready to go, and we're just got to execute on the night. But Queensland, I know what they're preparing, and I know how hard they're going to come out, and I know that our blokes will need to be aware of what they're about to face, because it'll be a different Queensland side than what they faced last year.
Well, you were better coach. Loz 7 years on. You look pretty relaxed, very calm.
Yeah.
What do you think would be better equipped this time around, say the first time around the Blues?
Oh, gee. I don't know, mate. I don't know. One thing I know is that the side will be well prepared. It'll be prepared, and we'll give our best. I'm really excited about the group I get to work with. I know they'll want to perform well, and they'll look to defend their title, but with that comes a bit of pressure. But again, it's all about the first game. It's about getting up there, making sure we've done the work, be confident in what we do, and if we do that, we'll give ourselves every opportunity.
Do you hate Queensland?
Do I?
Hate Queensland?
Oh, hate's a strong word. Hate's a strong word. No, I respect Queensland. I respect them. I think they're well coached, got a great team. Whoever they've selected will go out there ready. But we're going to be better than what we were last year. And we will be.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Laurie.
Thank you. Cheers.